County Fairgrounds USA, countyfairgrounds.net. Welcome to today's podcast.
Do I have the famous escape artist Michael Griffin online with me?
If I say no, you're not going to believe me.
Hi, Michael. How are you today?
Doing all right. What's up?
Okay, so we usually start these things by, first I ask you if you've been doing this all your life and how you got into it.
Okay, well, technically speaking, not all my life, because we all do stuff before we find our avocation in life. But I've been doing it since I got out of high school.
Okay. How did you get into this? I mean, it's kind of an unusual field. I mean, really.
Well, it's a bit different, but when I was a kid, my brother and I, we were always watching those shows like the Wild Wild West and stuff like that, and, you know, where they always tie up the hero, and he's always the guy to get out of stuff. And I always really liked that. And so my brother and I, we would spend hours tying each other up with rope. I could always get out, but he never could. I mean, we still feed him twice a day, but I could always get out. And then later on, when I got into school, I had to get a little bit more serious, and I was going to go into medicine. My dad was a psychiatrist, and I told him one day, I said, I don't want to be 80, look back, do the coulda, woulda, shouldas. So I asked him for the family straitjacket, and that's how I chose the path far less traveled.
So what did your dad think of it? What did he think of it in the end?
Well, at first, he didn't know what to make of it. We were sitting down one day, and he goes, you know what? I've left money back for you for college, if you need to do it. But I said, well, Dad, let me show you something. So I had just arranged in a talent show at our high school for the United States government, the postal department, to lock me up in one of the official postal mail bags. Now, the postal mail bag, it's a heavy canvas bag and secured on the top, on the outside, with like a friction metal device that is further held with a padlock. Now, it's a federal offense to let that padlock or the key or the key out of the possession of the post office. So they had challenged me, and I said, Dad, here's the mail bag. Pick any one of these locks. So he used one of my padlocks. I said, I'm going to let you watch me get out of this. So he's the only guy who's ever seen me get out of it or knows how I get out of it. So I got out of it. I said, what do you think? And Dad goes, I think you might have something here. He goes, I'll hold on to the money for you. And, I understand, follow this thing. So that's what I did.
Okay. I'm curious. Are you a magician?
No, but I play one on TV. I'm actually known more as an escape artist. However, my background is in magic. Escape is a branch of magic. And on my private shows, I do a lot of magic and a lot of mind reading, but it's not like the stuff everybody else is doing. It's going to sound conceited, but my show is intensely original magic mixed with impossible escapes, all held together with audience interaction and comedy.
Okay, so what is the first show that you did that you remember that you did well at that you got paid for?
Oh, Lord. I was, ironically, it was Halloween night in a church, which doesn't make sense. But
no.
I was 16 years old, and I went out and did the show. I was scared to death. And I remember closing with the straitjacket. I remember the audience having a good time with it. And, some of the people come up and say, man, that was really cool, blah, blah, blah. And then some of my friends saying, God, what a jerk. So I learned really early in life that you're not going to win the entire room.
No. No, I can't do that either. Yeah, I understand that feeling. Are you a married man?
I sure was.
You escaped from that too, huh?
Yeah, insert escape artist joke here.
Do you have any kids?
One that I know of, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, then you don't have to worry about that because I always ask my entertainers. Some of the entertainers I talk to, they've never done anything else. They go straight into their field, and they've never done anything else, and it's amazing what some of these people do. So what was the most famous show that you've ever done, the one that you liked the best?
Oh, Lord. I have no idea because each one's different. Some of the biggest shows I've ever done in terms of live audiences were at halftimes for NBA games. So you're talking, what is it, 20,000, 25,000 people,
Mm-hmm.
all looking at you in the middle of the center court while I'm handcuffed inside of an airtight container, and you got to get out, and you have to do everything within 7 minutes. But in terms of memorable shows, I do recall one, even though I passed out during the show, but I recall one in which I actually helped catch a murderer. And that was down south. I've got a $1,000 challenge. It's open to anybody who can tie me up with a rope and I can't get out. My wife at the time comes up. She goes, "Hey, there's this guy who wants to tie you up, but stay away from him because he's like really weird." And I go, "Really weird? That's the kind of guy I want on my show." So I go to talk to him, and I go, "So you want to be part of the show? You like to tie people up with rope?" And he goes, "I like rope." I'm going, "Oh my God." So I talked to him a little bit, and then I was being facetious, and I go, "So you got any rope of your own?" And he goes, "I have a lot of rope in the car." I'm going, "Oh my God, okay." So anyway, I had him come up, and what was interesting is because I've been doing this all my life, people talk to me without words. When people touch me, when they're locking me up, I know what they're doing, I know what they're saying, I know how they're feeling. And it was interesting because the second he had me in his rope, he had me on the ground, and he knew exactly what he was doing. I knew this man is very well rehearsed. And so I was on my guard. And I remember he got done, and I remember seeing the feet of some sheriffs come up on stage, and the sheriffs should not have been on stage at this point. So I didn't know what that was. So the guy gets done tying me up. I can't see him because he's behind me. And I'm talking, my wife had brought the microphone down to my mouth. I'm on the floor, and I said, "Folks, I don't know if I can get out or not. But if you'll give me some time, I'll try my best." And I don't remember anything else until like an older lady crying, because I thought it was my grandma. And she's going, "Michael, come on, Michael, come on." Well, I guess what I had done was I had passed out in this guy's rope tie. And then I finally got my wits about me. I was able to get out. And as soon as I got out, the cops were all over me asking me, "What do you know about this guy? Where's this guy from? Have you set this up?" I'm going, No, I didn't know what was going on. So he told us later what had gone on and why they went to follow him. And we got a call about 3 months later and said, "That is the guy. We got him. It's the same rope. He tied you up the same way he had killed several co-eds, blah, blah, blah." I was going, "Holy crap." He goes, "Yeah, it was like a Scooby-Doo cartoon. He had to come back and get his jollies at your show." So, yeah, we helped catch a murderer.
Yeah, that's okay. Have you ever had, like, a social experience where you tried to act as an escape artist where it didn't go well?
I don't know what you mean by that.
That you couldn't really escape. Has there been anything you haven't escaped from?
Well, I mean, that's what rehearsals are for. I don't recall ever not getting out.
Okay.
I was in a coffin once. I thought that might have been a no-go, but I got out. So
you've never really had any really bad experiences that you sort of regret? Because I always ask all of my entertainers that too.
Oh, yeah. I'm not telling you I haven't had any bad experiences. I've broken bones on the show. I've been bruised and bloody on the show. But that's the thing. I don't care if I break. I will do what I told you I will do. Okay. And my assistant at the time, because the deputy the nurse tried to stop the show because my wrist had been broken. They verified it was broke due to a handcuff challenge that the sheriff had put me in. And my assistant said, "He's not going to stop. He'll literally gnaw his arm off to do it." So I don't care if I'm broke or bloody.
Michael, have you ever been overseas with this stuff?
Yeah, I was over in Singapore, and they almost executed me.
Is that the only place you've been?
Well, I've been to some other places, but Singapore is the one where we got in the biggest trouble.
Oh, you got out, though.
Yeah, I was kind of touch and go because we almost shouldn't have been able to get out of that.
Okay, all right. Are there places that you would like to perform at that you have not had the opportunity? Oh,
my goodness. Yeah, about half the world. I love traveling. I love seeing different cities. I love getting up early in the morning and going out and jogging around the city and just trying to learn about the city. I was up in Canada, and I'm talking with this officer. He goes, "So you like old handcuffs?" I go, "It has been rumored, yes." He goes, "Come with me. We go to the morgue." I go, "What are we doing in the morgue?" He goes, "Open up this drawer." So I open up the drawer. I'm going, "What am I going to find in the drawer?" He goes, "Just open the drawer." So I open the drawer, and there's 2 big boxes of antique handcuffs. And I just go, "Holy crap." So, yeah, I love traveling the world. I love meeting people, and I love doing some special different escapes because around the world, you just don't know what's going to come. I mean, in Singapore, they actually thought, I got out of a box that they built. It was custom. They even shellacked it shut or varnished it shut. And I got out, and there's 4,500 people there, and they started a riot because 4 of them led them because they tried to kill me and my assistant. They go, "Kill him, he's the devil. Kill him, he's the devil." So the cops had to rush him out. They thought I was the devil because they thought I dematerialized to get out of the box.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I said, "No, I'm just thin by nature."
Yeah, magic. And I have interviewed lots of magicians. Magicians can do things that normal people wouldn't believe and aren't open to believing. So
yeah, that's the trick, and that's what I talk about on my show. I said we are limited by negative thoughts. In fact, every one of us at some point is going to wear an imaginary straitjacket of our own. The straitjacket you wear may be drugs and alcohol. It may be negative thinking. It could be peer pressure. It could be burnout. It does not matter. What does matter is that when you find yourself in the grips of that straitjacket and you want out, you put your mind to it, you believe in yourself, and you will escape.
So do you have a show now that has like a bookable show? Can people call you up and ask to book you?
Oh, my goodness, yeah. I just got in last night from a show. I do shows all the time.
Okay, so about how long is your show that you're booking right now?
Well, it depends. When people bring us into a theater, they generally like about a 90-minute show, including a intermission. So I've got all the way up to a 90-minute show. When I'm doing fairs and festivals, they typically like 2 to 3 sets a day, anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes, and each one we do is different. There are some acts out there, like magic acts, that do some escapes, but it's not my cup of tea because they do the same stuff at every show. It's very scripted, and I don't like that.
Right.
Ours is like a concert, and I've got people in the audience who are actually trying to hurt me sometimes. You know, they're trying to get the $100,000 challenge that we have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Have you done any state and county fair shows?
Oh, yeah, lots of state and county fairs.
Okay. All right. So what's coming up for you in the new year?
Well, in the new year, I've got a lot of corporate events for the first quarter of the year. And I think we have a TV project, but I really don't know what I can say about that.
Okay. All right. All right. I always ask my entertainers and my artists stuff to leave information as to how people can contact you if they would be interested in booking you.
Oh, yeah, please. Just go through our website. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
It's www. I didn't come up with that part. And it's simply michaelgriffinescapes.com.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Michael Griffin Escapes.
Do you want to leave an email or a phone number?
Telephone number is 614-354-4392.
Okay, Michael, do you have any closing words?
No, just I love what I do. I mean, every single one of us has that thing that we do. Mine happens to involve $100,000 in handcuffs. You know, and I hope the folks like it.
I'm curious. Do you know anybody else who's like you who does the kinds of things you do?
No, there's an act out there that I've known for a lot of years, and they're really good at what they do. They do something I can't do, and they've got a very self-contained act where they do like 2 or 3 escape stunts during their act. And I always hear really good things about it, and props to them, but that's not my style. I'm an open challenger. Okay. I have been described in the past as the last gunfighter. And I asked the news reporter, I said, "What do you mean by that?" And he goes, "Well, I watch the way you walk. I watch the way you talk, and I watch the way you are on stage." He says, "Some of those people are out to get you." I go, "Yeah." He goes, you don't sleep, do you? I said, well, I get apprehensive for the show. He goes, that's what I meant. You're literally a gunfighter coming into every town. You take the challenge. He says magicians and guys who do escapes on the fair circuit, they're not like that. They're just getting out of their own stuff, and it's very scripted. I said, yeah. He goes, you're the real deal.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know if all of them are scripted, but I've interviewed enough of them to know that some are better and some aren't. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Michael, I've thoroughly enjoyed talking to you a lot, and I wish you luck.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye.